let us see the another classification of three sectors to understand how is a position in India. So here, from the nature of employment, the three sectors of the economy classified into two sectors. One is organized sector and another one is unorganized sector. So to know that how is employment in India and what are the problems of employment and the working conditions very clearly in India, we will look into the another classification, that is organized and unorganized sector. Okay, in India 92% of workers are in unorganized sector and 8% of workers we find in organized sector. So here it clearly says maximum workers out of the total workers in India we find in unorganized sector. It means that the employment opportunities are not increased up to the mark or up to the required level in organized sector. Okay, so here this graph says that more number of people are working in unorganized sector. Okay, that is 92%. Then what is organized sector and unorganized sector? Okay, let's see the definition of organized sector. Organized sector covers large enterprises where the terms of employment is regular one. Terms of employment, it means that they find employment regularly in organized sector and where the work is guaranteed, compulsory work is given there, and these are the production units which are registered by the government. Okay, the all the sectors in organized sector, the production activities which comes under organized sector are registered by the government. They follow some rules and regulations given by the government. Okay, they have some formal processes and procedures in following the what government rules and regulations. For example, they follow Factories Act. Which act? Factories Act. Understand? So how is the factory? What are the norms to be fulfilled? What are the laws to be followed? That everything is mentioned in this act, Factories Act. They should register their factory at government. They should follow some norms. Okay, environmental problems should not be there. Okay, how they are going to provide job for the what workers, what they are going to produce, it means that they should take license. So all that is covered in a Factories Act. So the sectors we find in organized one follow Factories Act, and second one is Minimum Wages Act. Which one? Minimum. Okay, compulsory they should pay the required wages for the worker according to the minimum wages act. Which act? Minimum wages act. Understand? It means that according to the worker, what is wages stipulated by the government, that should be given to them. Okay, so here factories act they follow, minimum wages act they follow, and shops and establishments act. Okay, shops and establishment establishments act. Okay, this is also, so these are the acts they follow. Who are going to follow these? The production units, the factories which are under organized sector. Okay, here they enjoy security of the employment. In organized sector, there the employment is secured one. Okay, so what are the conditions we find in a organized sector, right? So we find here that the workers enjoy job security. It means that once they recruited, then they are not terminated. Okay, and the working hours will be limited one. Every day they have some limited working hours, and if they work extra time, then overtime payment is made to them, and they have some other facilities at work, that is they have paid leaves. In a month they will get certain leaves for which payment is made, that is called paid leaves. And payment also made during the holidays. In a year we find several holidays, so on that holidays their payment is made to these workers. After the retirement, provident fund is provided, that is pension, pf is also given to the workers in a organized sector. And some more facilities we find, that medical benefits. If any worker is suffering with sickness, and that medical expenditure also borne by the company. For example, Singareni company is there, it bears the medical expenditure of the workers. Then the employer provides, that means the owner of the company or industry provides safe drinking water and safe working environment at the work site. After the retirement, they will get pension to continue the remaining part of the life. So these are the conditions, working conditions and facilities we find in organized sector. People who work in the government, that is many of these uh, companies we see are running with the government, which we call public sectors, and companies which are large establishments comes under organized sector. Okay, day to day activities we find many more with the government, so all those comes under government we call organized sector. In another way we can call it public sectors also. So in public sector people will get many benefits. Okay, as they follow the rules and regulations given by the government. Organized sector is also called formal sector. Which sector? Formal sector. So we see here some of the examples for organized sector. There is an industry producing certain products. And here this is the what call center, that means telecommunication, where people are working, so they have some assured facilities, fans are provided, suitable environment is created for the workers at the work site. So these are the things we find. Then how is unorganized sector? What is unorganized sector? Unorganized sector consists of many small and scattered units. That means several production activities which spread here and there throughout India, and which are very small. They are not large scale industries. Okay, they are small and scattered units. And these are the production units we find out of the control of the government. They are registered by government, but they do not follow the control, the norms of the government. Okay, so such are called here unorganized sector. Okay, so how is the working condition in unorganized sector? In unorganized sector we find the wages are very low. Low payments are made to the workers. We see that many people working in low payment jobs. Okay, what is maybe low payment jobs? If you look at a rural side, we find agriculture laborers working in the farms. They get very low wages, right? And in industries in urban area, we find workers are paid very low wages instead. The next is that there the job is irregular. That means it is not a regular one. In the textbook we have one example, that is Rajeshwari. Okay, in the third chapter we have Rajeshwari and Narsimha examples. Rajeshwari is the best example for unorganized sector. She is a construction worker. She is working in the construction work. So what happens here? She gets work when there is a construction. Okay, wherever the work is there, she has to go there. She has to search for the work every day. So many people are finding jobs every day. They are facing a trouble in finding the work every day. Understand? So it is what to call irregularity of a job, that is employment, we find in a unorganized sector. And there is no provision for overtime. In organized sector, if worker works extra time, then extra payment is made to them, that is called overtime payment. Whereas in unorganized sector, overtime payment is not given, and there won't be paid leaves. Holidays also will not be given, much more like organized sector. Leaves due to the sickness. For example, auto driver is there, who is a self-employed one, right? Though he suffers with the sickness, he has to work to earn the money, right? On the holidays, if he sit at home, does he find income to his family? No, he has to work every day. Okay, in industries also we see that some factories do not provide holidays and extra payment for overtime work, and there won't be leaves for sickness. Okay, and the job also we find insecure one. Insecure means they may terminate at any time. Okay, depending on the production and the demand for the goods and the market situation, the job depends. Especially the job depends on the satisfaction of the owner. Sometimes without reason the owner terminates the workers also. Understand? That means it depends on the whims of the owners instead. So here we find the working conditions are very difficult in unorganized sector. Okay, and whereas in organized sector it is better, right? So organized sector jobs are not expanding very fastly. Only we find low payment jobs are expanding in unorganized sector. Work in unorganized sector depends on the whims of the employer. Whims in the sense what? The cunning nature, the nature of the employer. Okay, employer may be good or may not be good, right? If employer does not like without the reason, such worker will be terminated. So that is called whims of the employer. Understand? And the workers working in the industry depends on the market situation. If the market is not good, then some workers will be terminated. So all these are the problems we find in unorganized sector. Okay, and some of these examples are for unorganized sector. In figure 1, what do we see? There workers working in the construction field. So it is an example for Rajeshwari. And some of the workers working in agriculture field, in an industry, they are what to call collecting the what peanuts to produce the oil. Okay, it is an oil industry. Okay, sweet oil industry. So these are the workers. They do not find employment security, job security, and the working conditions are very worse. See that how they are working. Do they have any safe place for working? Not there, right? Do they have a drinking water? Not. So in unorganized sector, they do not provide what to call the safety things at the work site. Understand? So these are the problems we find. So unorganized sector includes many of the self-employed also. We find many people are self-employed in a rural and urban area, right? Somebody goes on what is selling certain daily items with a small shop. Okay, we call it kiranam. Okay, so small shops we find at the street corners. uh, some are engaged in transport facilities. Okay, that is what to call self-employees. That is like what to call auto, then what to call truck carriers. Hmm? These all the things we find, right? So many of the people are self-employed in unorganized sector. So they do not find any support because they are under unorganized sector. They are doing small jobs, right? We find many people selling certain products in the streets. Have you identified some people carrying saris in a bag and knocking the door of every home, right? And some are carrying with a bag saying that they are what you call shouting through the streets that they will repair the stoves. They will repair the what to call certain things in the home. Some will go on collecting something which are in the streets, what you call papers, plastic bottles. They collect and that they will sell at the dump yard. We call them street hawkers. So these all the small jobs, right? They may find work every day, may not find work on certain days. So their employment is what? Insecurity. Look at that. What this slide is showing, these are the people self-employed. They are part of the unorganized sector. So do they have a defined pattern of income? No. Some days they may get good income, and some other days they may get low income, right? If market is not good, then they may not find any income or not. So they do not have any security of a job and what to call work instead. So like these people we find in our surroundings much more. So all these people comes under unorganized sector. Okay, so in rural area also we find farmers who are self-employed and hires labors on rent. Okay, they too need some protection. So workers, agriculture workers, that means agriculture laborers who are working on wages, they do not find a regular work, right? In agriculture side, at a rural area, workers may not find a work throughout the year, right? See, for plucking the waters, cutting the crop and sowing the seeds, there will be a limited work. So workers will be employed at that time. In the remaining time, they do not find work. They have to search for the work. So it is a difficulty we find in unorganized sector. Employment opportunities in organized sector are not expanding or expanding very slowly. So those who do not find employment in organized sector, they have the only opportunity for getting employment is unorganized sector. So many of the people by force, unwillingly, they are entering into unorganized sector where they get very low salary or low payment instead. So they are often exploited. Workers in a unorganized sector are exploited. They may not find fair wages. Their jobs are not regular. Instead, they need more work, more protection and support. Workers of the unorganized sector do not have any support. They may be terminated at any time. And at the work side, they may not have any protection, and the work available to them also may not be regular. So these are the problems they face in unorganized sector. So who are these people need protection? Those are the people in rural area or landless agriculture laborers. Many people are without land in rural area. Those who do not have land in rural area, they work in the fields of others as agriculture laborers. If they have any piece of land, they may produce. As they do not have land, they are working as agriculture laborers, right? And small and marginal farmers, small farmers are those who are having below 2 acres. So small farmers not able to earn good income on the 2 acres of land, they leave their land empty and works on the fields of large farmers. Sharecroppers who takes the land of others on rent, that is called lease, and their share on that land also very low. Artisans, carpenters, pot makers, some workers doing certain repairs in rural area, they do not find good employment in rural area. These are the what vulnerable people in rural area. Understand? Nearly 80% of the rural households in India are small and marginal farmer categories. If you look at rural area, we find many of the people working in small and marginal works, what to call in rural area. Okay, and these need some support. See the small farmer, for example, in textbook it is given Gayatri. Who is Gayatri? Gayatri is a small farmer. In the textbook it is given. Okay, she has 2 hectares of unirrigated land, right? So she doesn't have any financial support for buying the seeds, for buying the water, pesticides and chemicals. So for that she needs support. So here, what are the support? What is the support required for rural people? It is the timely delivery of seeds. That means they should get seeds in time, and pesticides, chemical should be given in the in time. Whenever they need loans, then the loan should be given. It that means bank facilities should be expanded in rural area. Now we see that the Telangana government is giving Raitu Bandhu. uh, so this Raitu Bandhu is good, but to which people it is giving? We have to think in that way. Does it reaching to the what small farmers or not, right? Many of the small farmers are not able to find storage facilities in their rural area. So storage facilities to be provided in a rural area. Godams, storage, storage facilities have to be provided in rural area, and whatever they produce, for that market also should be provided. So marketing also is essential for their products, then only they will be good. So these are the what problems faced by the rural workers in a unorganized sector. Okay, and in urban area, who are these vulnerable people? Those workers working in small scale industry. Okay, there are many small scale industries in a urban area. For example, hotels are there, transport facilities are there, right? And chit funds are there. Hmm? Then tiffin centers are there, right? Repair centers are there. So all these are the what some small what you call BD making industry is there, candle making industry is there, handlooms are there, and casual workers in construction site like Rajeshwari, uh, some wholesalers, retailers, some are what you call engaged in transport by their own vehicle. So all these are the what workers we find in urban area or vulnerable people. They need protection from the what you call protection for their employment. Okay, so who are these people in urban area? Street vendors who sell articles going through the streets. Some will sell dictionaries moving the streets. Some will sell the what cloths, right? Some will sell the what blankets. We call them street vendors. And head load workers who carry the weights, what to call coolies we call. Then garment makers, rag pickers who collect some waste material through the streets. Okay, plastic bottles, some other things which are uh, thrown by the people in the streets. Okay, and small scale industries workers. So these are the what vulnerable people. They need protection. Okay, they need support for getting the raw material and market for what their products, then only there will be good. So majority of the workers working in unorganized sector are from scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, especially from the backward communities. So not only they face what to call low income, but also they face discrimination, right? There is discrimination to the lower caste people at the work site instead. So majority of the workers are SCs and STs, and backward communities working in unorganized sector also face discrimination. If these workers are women, then their conditions are very worst. Okay, particularly we see that SCs and STs and backward class are working and they are discriminated. If from these communities, if we find women, then their conditions are more and more worst. Understand? They get irregular work, low paid work. Understand? they, besides that, they face what is social discrimination. Okay, so here in our India we find a 92% are in unorganized sector, contributing 50 percentage to the GDP. Another 50 percentage contributed to the GDP from organized sector, where 8 percentage of workforce is there. So whatever the 8% workforce in organized sector is contributing 50 percentage, similar contribution we find from unorganized sector. It means that there is a low payment for the workers. And another thing is that the work is not available every day. That means there is no assured work for the workers working in a what you call unorganized sector. Okay, so from the table we find that most of the people are in unorganized sector, their incomes are low, and the contribution to the GDP from unorganized sector is low, right? It means that the jobs opportunities are not increasing in organized sector, because 8 percentage of employment we find organized sector, 92% largest employment we find in a unorganized sector. So that the unorganized sector is contributing very less with a lot of employment. It reveals that employment opportunities should be created in organized sector. So this is the what the analysis from the what table. Okay, and here how to create employment opportunities for improving the employment for these people. Okay, we have seen the what Gayatri example, right, just now. So government have to spend some money, government should provide loans to the banks, to the what these construction workers. For Gayatri, she has what 2 hectares of land, that is unirrigated land. If she get some loan from the bank, then what will be that she can what to call cultivate crops on her 2 acres of land, right? And that is unirrigated land. If irrigation is provided to the Gayatri, she can take 2 crops per year. So that workers who are working in the fields of agriculture, due to the irrigation, they find work throughout the year. Understand? Many small dams have to be constructed in rural area. So if dams are constructed, then irrigation is provided to the fields. So when irrigation is provided, work will be throughout the year. So that generates the what employment. So when dams are planned to construct, workers are needed there. When constructions are taking place in rural area, like storage facilities, there also what employment is generated. So to create employment, there the dams to be constructed, canals to be what provided for the farms which are unirrigated. This leads to what generating the what employment. Instant. See here, a dam is constructed. The canals are dug out for the fields. Okay, the government should invest some money in transport also, and storage of crops. There are many storage facilities are needed in rural area. In many rural area there is no good transport, so that whatever the crops are produced in rural area, they are sold within that area only. If transport facility is good from the rural area, we find many of the goods will find a good market in cities. Now look at this slide. What there is a good network of roads connecting the what villages. So when there is good network of roads, they will see that the transport vehicles can pass to the rural area and collect the what articles and sell in the water cities. Okay, so this kind of facilities should be provided. Many rural roads are not good, which can which cannot support for allowing the water trucks. So the major trucks cannot come into the water rural area. If there is good roads, then what we see that the trucks can come into the rural area. Many